Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abhay from EDS Technologies, and I thank you all for taking your time out and joining this webinar, which we have titled as Enhance Medical Device Safety and Effectiveness with Realistic Simulation. So, I would like to begin the webinar by giving a short introduction about our company, EDS Technologies. So, EDS Technologies is one of the largest technology solutions providers in India with more than 30 years of business transformation experience. We help transform businesses by enabling adoption of virtual twin, geospatial analytics, and 3D printing. We have introduced many technologies like 3D printing, VR, digital manufacturing, etc. for the first time to Indian customers and have established it ourselves as a trusted partner for more than 2,000 organizations across various industries, which includes medical devices, life sciences, automotive, aerospace, defense, industrial equipment, and many more. EDS Technologies has dedicated regional teams reinforced by domain and functional consultants. We are also backed by strategic alliances with global leaders who are pioneers in their respective technology areas, like Dassault Systems, who are our strategic business partners. We have a widespread presence with 11 offices across India, with our headquarters being in Bangalore. We are an end-to-end technology solutions provider to our customers. So our speaker for today's session is Mr. Kedar Gokhale. So Mr. Kedar is a senior application engineer with over 8 years of experience, specializing in nonlinear structural dynamics and high-velocity impact analysis and crash simulations. He successfully manages 3D Experience Simulia, Abacus, and EyeSight projects and services across various industry verticals and has handled multiple customer issues and escalations. Over to you, Kedar.
Thank you, Abhay, for the brief introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to the webinar. So this is our today's agenda. So we are going to see the life science and healthcare industry context. So business drivers for this particular industry and challenges faced by the medical device makers. Then modeling and simulation in life science and healthcare, how it will be helpful to you. And according to the FDA, what are the FDA suggesting regarding to the modeling and simulation? Then we'll see the one case study which is on the stents, and we'll see the ModSim based development paradigm, current development, whatever we follow, and with the ModSim development paradigm. So we are going to see the comparison and what are the benefits in that. Then, and we are also going to see the additional benefits with this particular ModSim approach, other than the product development. What are the simulation aspect you get once you get the ModSim approach with you? So we'll start with the industry context. So life science and healthcare business drivers, firstly is the multifunctional complex diseases. So due to the various lifestyles, we are facing the different challenges. So that's why these are the main driver for the life science and healthcare. Secondary is a regulatory pressure. So you can see that there are many recalls over the years from the regulatory. So it should be a particular aspect, so it should be useful to the patient and a particular surgeries. That's why the regulatory pressures are there. Then the intense competition with the new players. So emerging players are in the life science and healthcare. So that's why there's an intense competition in developing different healthcare products going on. Third is the patient autonomy. So different patient concerns are there while using the different particular products. So that is, these are the particular business drivers for the life science and healthcare. Then these are the main challenges faced by the medical device makers. So particularly increasing medical devices effectiveness. So these developed devices should be effective in particular way. Then managing a medical devices complexity. So this is the healthcare devices. So these are the complex devices. So it should be a manageable level. So that's why these challenges faced by the medical device maker. Then improving the patient and clinical experience, reducing the reliance on the physical testing, because the bench animal testing and the human testing are usually time consuming, and it will take the most of the time in the development. So we need to reduce that particular challenge, which is mainly faced by the medical device maker. Then minimizing the risk of the adverse event. So if anything goes wrong, what will be the scenario, we need to know in the advance. So the, this particular challenge is also the very well faced by the medical devices. Then developing a personalized treatments, accelerating approval process, capitalizing on unmet patient needs. So these are the particular challenges faced by the medical devices maker. Then I will jump into the how this particular modeling and simulation will helpful in life science and healthcare domain, or the while developing devices in life science and healthcare. So if you see the traditional process, we do a design, then we do a traditional bench test, then we do a in silico bench test, that is in virtual simulation. Then if they that get passed, will go into the animal testing, then human testing, then animal trials are there, then candidate, then clinical trials are there, then goes into the patient population. So this is a very time consuming process. It will take half 1.5 year or 2 years to develop a single product. So there is a much pressure on the development side. So when you use the particular modeling and simulation approach, you can reduce the time in a bench test. So the particular bench test can go hand in hand with the clinical test. So in silico human tests are there, in silico bench test you can do. So here you can see the particular workflow get reduced, and your product get ready in a faster time to the market, and you need to do a fewer physical test, then a fewer design iteration you need to do, because you get the idea when you do the virtual testing. So that's why how this the modeling and the simulation is the helpful to achieve the particular result and go into the market very fastly. So these are the particular benefits. So your better patient outcomes you can analyze, and fewer recalls from the particular granting authority. Then what is the view of the FDA on the modeling and simulation? So US FDA is strongly encouraging the increase the use of modeling and simulation for the medical device development approval. So here you can see the now currently the whatever virtual testing is going on, that is a very less in amount. So bench test and animal test and human test are more in the amount. So if we increase the particular computer or the virtual test, it will reduce the load on the bench test, animal test, and the amount of the human test. And these particular opportunities for the modeling and simulation. So you can do a particular simulation in MRI domain, then the orthopedics, then the heart wall, vasculature, or the related medical devices, then the particular neurostimulation, electrochemical mechanism we can simulation of the blood damage, hemolysis, or the thermobiosis we can do. So by using this particular technology or the modeling and simulation, we can reduce the product development time as well as the particular animal human testing and the benchmarking testing also. So this is the particular view of the FDA on the modeling and simulation. So this is a particular current paradigm for the particular state development. So we are now looking into the particular case study. So we taken one example, that is the stain. So first we create a geometry for the particular stain design. Then we develop a 3D model for that particular stain design. So it can have a number of segments, then the particular angle, thickness. So depend on that, we develop a 3D model. Then by using that 3D model, we do a virtual testing. In that we do a material calibration, then shape test, shape set. We do a simulation. So by using a knitted on material or any other materials, we do a cream or the expansion shape set, create that particular shape set. And further going into the environment, we do a conduct a bench test in a virtual environment, as well as into the particular in practical testing or the human or the animal trials. So we can also do a mock artery test in sequence, or the virtual art also we can do. But these are the after creating one particular model, we do a testing. So here we consume a more time. After completing this particular all of the test, we'll release the product for the approvals for the FDA. So this consumes a very huge time while doing a product development. If you come across any difficulty, you need to go back to the design step. So here I'm explaining that is what is the crunches when you currently using what is current process. So you develop a particular 2D model or the 3D model, you define a particular material, and if the test get failed, you need to go back to redesign that particular uh, part or the particular product. So it will consume again model building, then define a different material, then conduct a different conducting a different bench test, then evaluate that. So it consumes some more time when it goes the design iteration. Also it generates a multiple file base, and it also give access to the limited access to the simulation expert, as well as the disconnected tool. If you are using a different preprocessor CAD or the different solvers, then there is a disconnected in the tool, and that particular disconnect connection will be resulting into the more development time. So these are the particular limitations in a current development paradigm. So in particular mod-based development, mod-sim-based development paradigm, we go in a flow. So first we generate a 2D design, then we create a parametric master model. So we define a different types of parameter in that. So if you want to change a single parameter, the whole design change according to that particular change parameter, and you can see the result. Then we conduct a bench test for that particular iteration, then go to the simulation process. So I'm going to explain what is a simulation process in detail. Then we set a process template. So here you can create a particular template in which you can assign a particular parameter, just like a thickness, angles, then the segment length, stent length, you can assign, and you can have a result, what is the impact of that particular parameter. So you can set the template, and anyone can have access to that particular template, and he or she can that particular see the particular design iteration and run that particular design and get the result. So you can standardize this particular process by using the template. Then you can analyze the different result, what is the reliability of the different dimension. Then you can do a approximation on the different dimension, do a optimization by using a eyesight tool or the topology or the Tosca tool. So this is the particular modsim based development paradigm. And here also you get the access to the virtual heart model. So you can insert your particular product or stent into the particular virtual art, and you can check that particular in a virtual scenario what will happen in a particular heart model, how this product get behave in that particular virtual heart model. So you get the access to this particular suit. So I will go step by step. First, we see the 2D design, then how to generate a parametric model, then the bench test. So first we see these two parameters. First is the 2D design and a parametric master model. So once you develop a 2D design, you need to make a parametric master model from that 2D design. So this is your particular base 2D parametric sketch. Here you need to define a particular parameter just like a length, height, or the angle for that particular stint. Then you develop a number of iterations you want to, or the creator for the 2D pattern. So number of repetitions of this particular pattern you need to mention. Then you assign a thickness and you create a 3D model. So this is the actual 3D model which can be used for the particular simulation. So these are the parameters we can define. So number of cells, how many number of cells you want to have, then stent thickness in this particular parameter, then segment length, then the segment theta or the segment angle, then the segment ID or the segment OD, and then segment pitch. These types of parameter you can define. So you can if you change any of the parameter, it will get reflected into 3D model and you will get the updated model. So you don't need to go back to your 2D design, make a changes for the certain parameter, then again generate a 2D pattern, then convert it to 3D. Need to do that. You need to just make a parametric master model and define a changes in the parameters. That particular model get updated. Then particular FEM model you can develop with the different mesh size. So here I'm using a coarser mesh size which will be a 0.02 mm. So you can use this particular model for the faster result, because once you go for the finer size of mesh, your simulation time will be more. So if you want to have a quick look of on your product, you can generate a different types of meshes in a single assembly or the single product. So here you can see the coarse mesh is there, medium size of mesh is there, and finer mesh is there. You can develop in a single click. So you just need to select which particular model you want to select for the simulation. Depend on that particular model get picked and you can perform the simulation. Then you can define a different types of connection, so you can avoid a rigid body motion. So here you can apply a particular couplings and define a super elastic material to define a, if you consider a nitinol as a material, you can define a super elastic parameter. And if you have a nitinol physical testing result, you can input into that particular parameter or the test result in a 3D experience platform, in a material testing or a material calibration app. That calibration app takes care particular test result and converted that particular test result into the super elastic parameter, and that particular parameter are get aligned with the particular test, and you can use that particular super elastic parameter into the simulation. So you don't need to worry about how we can generate a super elastic parameter which can be useful for the simulation. You can generate it from the material calibration app. Then here you get the CAD and CAE associativity. If you update the CAD according to the parametric model, your mesh is also going to the update according to updated CAD. So you don't need to remesh it again. That's time will get reduced of the remeshing or the rebuilding of the model for the simulation. So here you reduce your modeling and pre-processing time when you use the 3D experience platform and the ModSim approach. Then moving ahead, that particular generated parametric mesh model you can use for the shape set simulation. So this is the first step of the particular bench test. So you need to have a particular conduct a shape set simulation. So in that you can define a different types of contact interface with the expansion tool or the crimping tool, with the stent outer surface or the inner surface. Then that particular simulation you can use with the model change approach for the annealing process. So your stresses will be at 0 when you use that particular product for the remaining simulation. So and one more added advantage is that restart analysis. So restart analysis capability you can use to carry out the other bench test, that are the 3-point bending test or the cylindrical crush test, expansion test, or the crimping test. You can use this particular model with the shape set simulation, and you can call it in the other bench test simulation. So these are the particular after the shape set, you can conduct a different types of product test on the particular stain. So here I'm showing you the workflow for that particular simulation, bench test simulation. So these are the first shape set creation or the base model for the bench test. Then we conduct a 3-point bending test. So here we are taking a cylinder for the bend, and you can analyze the different stresses and strain level under the 3-point bend test under the different sections of the particular stent model. Then we can generate a radial crush test. So it is getting crushed between the two surfaces, and you can check the stress levels. Then particularly you can bring that model for the mock artery test. Then putting into the mock artery, again you can conduct a 3-point bending test, then a cylindrical or the radial crush test also. So different types of bench test stent simulation you can conduct after the shape simulation. So this is the particularly crimping simulation, then putting into the virtual human model artery, then expanding or the balloon expansion will take place, and pulsatic load will get applied on that particular stent model. So you can simulate all the scenario right from the crimping, putting into the artery, then expansion, then pulsative load. So you can simulate this particular sequence, and you can identify the which are the critical area. Then after a particular simulation process or the particular conducting a bench test, you need to do a parametric study. So which are the optimized parameter for the different defined parametric design. So here you can see for the different segment angle, you can do a different same simulation by accessing a automation process. So this one is the eyesight tool, in which you can automate your particular DOE study by using a different types of parameters. So here you can see the segment angle is the one parameter, then number of cell is a one parameter, then stent diameter is the one of the parameter, segment length again the fourth one parameter. So each parameter you can do a DOE study, you can have a result, you can compare with each and everyone, and you can have a good idea about your product, and you get the design exploration which is the best suitable dimension for that particular product and under that particular load. Then after completing this particular design exploration, you can go with the creation of the particular process template. So process templates means you generate a particular process template in which you are selecting a particular dimension for that stent, and that particular state will particular analysis will get automatically perform in the background, and you can see the particular required result, just like a stress, strain, or the reaction forces developed in that particular loading. So here you can see I am here selecting a load case. So here I'm selected one load case and a particular size I'm selecting, and here I'm inputting the how much CPU I want to use for the particular simulation. So just like this, you can create a template. So any of the designer who is actually working on this particular design or the stain design, who can access this particular template, who can input this particular parameter and have a look on the particular result, and he can identify this is the best particular dimension we need to use for that particular stain design. So you can simplify particular process by using the process template. Then after process template, we can do a result analytics. So I already mentioned we can do a approximation by using a previous result. So after generating a huge amount of result with respect to different optimization study or the design study, we can take it into the approximation. So after creating an approximation, we get the idea about each and every parameter, how these parameters are affecting the particular product behavior, and you can have a different types of graph and different types of result you can create. So just like a Pareto graph or the 3D graph, you can create and you can have a better look into your particular product. So just like here we have creating a particular exporting this particular result, and we are creating a approximation. So there are different approximations methods or the particular availables are there. So here multi evolutionary method, then Hooke's method will be there, downhill simplex method is there. So different optimization or the approximation methods are there. You can use that particular methods and you can have a better look into your particular product design. Then you can have a decision. We can use this particular dimension for this particular load and for this particular product. So you can generate this particular process for every product in your particular organization. So you don't need to look into the particular single simulation. So what is the status of that particular simulation, how much get development in that particular product. So once you set the particular template, you get every single result for the every single test, and you can have a overall view of the result, how this particular product is going to behave in a real scenario. Then apart from the product development simulation, you can use this particular ModSim approach in developing a packaging and transportation simulation. So once your product is ready for the market, you need to pack it very well, because these are the very critical product. You need to handle it very well. So you can do a drop test with the packages, then the squeeze test, then the different mode of transports are there. So you can apply a different mode of transportation, vibration test you can apply, then the different types of drop, corner drop, flat drop, or the velocity drop you can apply. Then you can also there will be a different production methodologies will be there to create that particular product. So from that you can do a blow molding simulation, capping simulation, filling simulation, or the product stability simulation by using the ModSim approach on the 3D experience platform. So these are the particular examples for the packaging and the transportation. So while doing a plastic wrapping, you can do a particular simulation how it is get wrapped and where it is get loosely packed or the tightly packed. Is that particular product get affected? You can check the stress level on that particular packed product. Then while transportation, there will be a sudden braking, cornering. So that particular stability you can check for the particular packages or the particular whole set of packaging you can create. Then particular drop test for the single product box or the single product envelope you can do. You can have a look how much product get damaged when it while the handling, if it get drop on the rigid floor or the vehicle floor or the concrete floor, what is happening inside the particular package. Then when you are using the particular shipper box, if you want to have a what is a strength of that particular shipper, you can test it with the corrugated deformation simulation. So you can define a different types of corrugated sequence. You can have a paper modeling in that. So you have a better look how your shipper will behave under the transportation. So different types of scenario you can simulate in a package and transportation simulation. Also these are the handling simulation. Then another handling simulations are the cold chain thermal management. If your product is get stored in the cold environment, what will happen to that particular packaging. Then you can do a vibrational test with you can calibrate that particular vibration test with the physical testing, and you can have a better look for that shipper box. Then I will go into the benefit which are you will get from the ModSim approach, that are the accurate material modeling for the stent or the any of the life science product you can develop, and you can develop a robust workflow for the standards testing, and in that you can generate a particular template and you can use that repetitive manner. Then you can have access to the realistic model of the human heart, that reduces the reliance on the animal testing or the human testing, or you can reduce the further animal and the human testing. You finalize your product by using the realistic human heart model, and then go for the animal and human testing. Then ability to rapidly converge on the optimal design. So you can do a different optimization by using parametric optimization, topology optimization, size optimization, using the iSent and the Tosca tool in the ModSim approach. Then this particular ModSim approach will benefit to you to reduce your physical testing and the number of design iteration you do in a physical manner, and that lead will be a better outcomes, patient experience, and less recalls from the FDA or the governing authority. So these are the particular benefits that you are getting from the particular ModSim approach and this virtual testing environment.
So, yeah, I would like to thank you, Kedar, for delivering a very informative webinar. I am confident that it was helpful to our audience as well. I would also like to thank the audience for taking their time out and joining us for this session. If you have any queries related to the subject matter or any other simulation requirements, you can always connect with us. Our details are displayed on the screen right now. You can reach out to us at any time, and we will be happy to address your queries. Please do keep an eye out for our upcoming seminars and webinars. You can follow us on our social media for the same. Thank you once again for joining us today. See you at the next session.